All right, it's Monday. It's August 12th. I don't know what I actually feel about the new girl, Rachel, I believe. And shout out because she emailed me about the Felix Gray ad to be like, do it later in the show, which I will. You're wearing the Felix Grays. And now I know who she is because somebody at Saratoga actually said, like, my friend works for you. Her name's Rachel LeBrock, whatever. I'm like, I have no idea who that is. I didn't think she actually worked here. But she's relatively new. But she writes the date. Do we like that?
Nope. We got to tell her.
You don't like it?
Well, a date's kind of become one of those like things that becomes a gimmick that's really real though. Like I just never know the date. Obviously when it's there, I do know the date.
I had a very interesting first interaction with her. Pete, I don't know if you've seen Pete this summer. He got a tan and he thinks he's a fucking.
I haven't talked much to him.
He thinks he's awesome. So he came in one day with his button like all the way down to his belly button. And I was like, look at you, you think you look so hot. And Rachel was standing in between us. And she was like, oh, this is a regular dress. I was like, no, I'm talking about Pete. So it was a bad introduction.
We'll start here, and we're all gamblers up here, so you'll appreciate it. I caused the greatest upset in the history of baseball.
Facts.
I mean, and when we say the greatest upset, I think statistically speaking, it's the line it was. Now to set the stage here, it's obviously Orioles, who I've come to see. They won 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Home run. Now, here's the chain of events. And you guys have seen me, I was betting all underdogs all week. And every day I'd come in and be like, well, favorites went 9-1, 10-2. All you had to do was bet a favorite. You had Big Ev over there. It was like a simple, right. He's like, I just bet favorites and I win. It's like, yeah, that's why I'm not doing it. It's like that, no shit. Like, no shit. I think I actually said, no shit, the Astros should beat the Orioles. Like, that was my example. There was no bigger indication, and every day I was doing it, there was no bigger indication or example I was using than the Orioles because they weren't just losing. It was like you turned on, you couldn't get through the top of the first.
They lost 23-2 on Saturday.
So Saturday, and I was doing all game murdered. I'm talking 8 to 10 units like clockwork a day. Saturday comes, I'm at the track. I missed like the first 3 games because I was distracted. They went off. I watched them. They weren't huge underdogs, but they were like plus 130, plus 140. They won. Now, ordinarily, I'd stay out, but I'm like, you know what? They're switching. They're due to switch. So I had to call my guy. I said, double units on all the dogs. That night, I think they were 1-9.
Yeah.
The dogs got absolutely destroyed. Culminating with the Orioles, who lost 23-2. So I'm pounding. I actually took a screenshot because I think I bet the Orioles 5 or 6 straight days, all losers, all blowouts, and I'm like, they weren't just losing 23-2. They were fighting the dugout. They were the worst. So I put the screenshot like somebody remind Dave Portnoy to stop betting on the Orioles. I had no idea what the lines were next day or anything, but I just checked it out in the morning. And I see it's Verlander versus somebody, and it was like minus 470. I was actually at the track before the game. I'm like, you see that Orioles line? They're minus 470. I was telling everyone, people when I walk around at the track, they're like, hey, Prez, who do you like? Who do you like? I didn't give horses because I hadn't looked. I go, I don't know about the horses. I know this. I stopped betting the underdogs, so you should probably take the underdogs to everybody. I kind of paid attention early. I saw the Orioles jump out to a 1-0 lead.
No,
First of all,
no,
they did.
It was back and forth.
But this is when I stopped. First, they did something they haven't done since I've been watching. They got out of the top of the first with no runs.
Right.
And then they scored 1.
Yep.
And so after 1, I tweet out, if the Orioles win, I'm retiring from betting baseball. Kind of paid attention because it's like our underdogs. I saw like a couple games going back and forth. I shut it off. It was 7-5, Houston. They scored on the top of the 9th.
Yeah, they blew it. They had
I'm like, thank fucking Christ. And I stopped. I just assumed it was done. I'm driving home from the track. My friend Dan texts me out of the blue. He's like, don't look at the scores. I'm like, I'm not. But I actually didn't think it was that game.
Oh, it was
because
that game.
I thought Atlanta blew it and the Mets, which were both double money. So I'm like, those both probably came in. You went from don't look at the scores to, well, that's good you're not looking because you wouldn't want to see the Orioles-Baltimore score.
You caused it.
But did you know, like, when I posted, like, how mean that was, kind of?
But do you know that I have to tell you, you would have told me, in the roles were reversed, you would have texted me right away being like, can you believe what just happened?
But until you reread the text of you trying to be like, don't look at the scores, and then you just tell me the score.
Because I had to.
Were you
Because
actively-
you're the only person that it matters to. It's like no one in the fucking world cares about the Orioles
when
Astros
you have no
game.
money on it. Either.
Right.
I was literally
Right.
telling somebody, like somebody was like next to me at the track. He's like, "Oh, I used to make the merch for the Orioles." I'm like, "Do you see the Orioles are giving them a game? It's like top of the night." Anybody, I was just talking about Orioles Astros to everybody.
Yeah, and it was burning in my brain. Like, I have to tell Dave, how can I do it in the nicest? That was the nicest way possible.
Did you taunt him throughout, or did you wait
No,
till the very end for maximum
I
impact?
I said, don't look at the scores.
And I actually,
And then like 10 minutes later, I was like, well, the Orioles.
the
dude.
crazy thing is, I was actually purposely stopped. I'm like,
Yes.
I can't take it.
Yeah.
I just have to stop. So when he's like, when in that text exchange, sometimes people be like, oh, they do this text exchange knowing they're going to post it.
No.
It was like real time.
No, that was
I
all
was
real.
literally like, don't worry, I don't want to be depressed, so I'm not going to look at the scores. There's something even worse, by the way, when you don't bet and would have won than betting and losing.
Oh, by
that's
far.
much worse.
Yes.
You
That's
would have
much
won
worse.
7 units yesterday.
If I did my double, if I just stayed out and came back, I would have won 14.
That would have been
Yeah.
huge.
Huge.
Yes,
Huge.
yes.
So I actually think I can never bet baseball.
Did you see
No,
the way
I
they
think
blew
so.
it, though? They almost blew it in the ninth. Did you see the play that they
Yeah,
almost
the
blew
guy
it on?
throwing
No.
the ball.
The guy tried to throw
Oh,
it.
I
and
saw the highlight. I didn't know that was. I didn't
That's
know
how
what.
they almost blew it, and then they came back in the bottom of the ninth.
And I didn't even know. I literally didn't look till I was writing the blog. I didn't know it was a two-out,
Two outs.
two-run home run.
Oh,
Two-run
yeah.
home run, yeah.
Insane.
And I had, if I tell you I have 100 games that I lost by 1 run, I'm like, just one time.
That was
nothing.
the one time. That
Plus,
was your
the
one
biggest,
time.
Literally,
Your bookie, you should text your bookie and be like, come on, dude.
I
That
saw
should
him at the
count.
track too.
That should
Yeah,
count.
just be like, come on, that should count. I
Literally
chased the Orioles all
6
week.
days in a row. Give
Yeah,
me the 7th
just
for
give
free.
it to me.
I literally bet every single underdog that was plus 120 or more for a week straight. And I'm not joking. They're probably 10 and 100.
And then on Sunday they went like 9 and 7, which is a lot of money.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
when
you're
you're
talking
plus
about the- yeah,
400,
right.
it's inexplicable that
You-
that game
well, it is.
happened.
No, it is explicable.
It's very
you stopped.
explicable.
It is the
definition
only
of
explanation.
explicable.
You stopped betting the Orioles. The Orioles won in dramatic fashion, a historical win.
You should be huge in Baltimore today.
I'd like to go look at the score, their combined score of the last 5. I mean, I'm telling you, they couldn't get out of an inning.
No, they're terrible. They're gonna lose like 100+ games, right?
But
Easily.
I've been banging on, like they just stopped after the fight. Everything, unbelievable.
But you
Just-
got your winner's circle with 70
Yeah,
other people.
that's in the extra. The winner's circle. So here's the deal on the winner's circle. Very exciting. My parents were there, super excited. So it was exciting. I've never won at Saratoga. It's a bucket list thing for sure. Now, people always chirp, and rightfully so. They're like, how many fucking owners do you have? There's 4 owners of this horse. The main guy is, shout out Kirk Wyckoff, 3 Diamond Farms, Jordan Wyckoff. They're the ones who originally got me into horse owning. I'm friendly with them. So I think Kirk, the dad, owns 50%. Jordan's 20. I'm 20, and then I think there's maybe another person or two who are, so 20 is a lot for a horse. Like, that's pretty standard. 4 is not a lot of owners for horses. Most horses have big groups. Where all the people came from, no clue.
It looked like they had done a special Saratoga giveaway where like everyone
Yeah.
in the stadium,
Well,
if you buy a ticket and a program today, you own a horse.
Or family reunion of a very rich
Yes.
person.
Yeah,
Everybody
Correct.
comes in.
Now,
Yeah.
a lot of times I'm anti that, to be totally honest. Like, I was at, when Justify won the Preakness, well, name dropping, but Stahl Kuhlman, who owned like, I think 20% of them, invited there, and he's like, come into the winner's circle. When you have different groups, like I think it's China Racing Company or something, they have like 1,000 people.
Right.
So, and I don't want that. Like, that's not what I want. There's not a lot of owners of this horse. The first time, this is the same horse, by the way, I bet on that didn't know I bet on that won. So he's won twice at Saratoga. The first time there was 0 people that went in the circle. This just happened. And you can't tell. I think a lot of them were probably
Yeah,
who
you
takes
can't-
care of the horse,
Yeah.
like, and you're excited.
Well,
So
and also
those-
you brought
2.
Mike Portnoy.
I brought
you
my
added
parents
to the problem.
Totally.
But this was a bucket list thing for you.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Did the big group ruin it for you?
It takes away a little bit from the winner's circle. Like the first one I have in Oklahoma's for sure. But now I will say I didn't get to do.
It's just the pop is different.
Like-
I looked at the picture and
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
to Dave,
the
I was
pop's
like,
different.
"Is this like the Green Bay Packers?"
There was a
is.
Where's
where
Waldo
they just
element
sell
to this.
stock
It
for
is.
$200.
No, it definitely took. It didn't take away in the moment and winning it. The picture
picture.
takes away. You need them, and it also took away like I don't.
It was like
I
a
didn't
petting
wanna-
zoo where all the kids came up and took a picture with the donkey.
It's slightly a weird dynamic because Kirk, who owns a lot of horses, and 3 Diamonds Farm is like a big farm and they do great. He owns 50%. so it's like he paid the most. The horse cost $100,000. They bought it at private. So that's a lot, by the way, for
Right.
mine usually. So like I paid $20,000 in this horse. That's a lot, but like all the stoolies.
That's a quarter of an Orioles bet.
Yeah, if that. Like I would have won $80,000 in the Orioles. Just one game.
Yeah, so it's a quarter.
$80,000.
It's a quarter.
Probably more actually. What did it actually go off at?
385.
385.
All right, so then a little less. But like, there's all stoolies and they're like chanting. But it's, I don't want to It's
Yeah.
a little bit weird. Like my next goal, which I'm not even close, would be
You riding a horse?
no winning my silks, like where I'm the primary guy.
Yeah.
But I'm just.
You need to win some Orioles bets
I
for
need
that
to
to
win
happen.
800 units.
Yes.
And now like Rapoli, he's got so many. Like with him, if All Right Frankie ever won, he'd be like, "You go." But that's not here, and I'm fine with it. But there was 1 million people. Still exciting.
Was there no way to game the system? Like when everybody's walking out of the picture,
what I was
you
wondering.
act like you have to tie your shoe and then you stand up
Snap
and
a
you're
quick
the only
one.
You
one.
know, I could have, but again, they're super nice to me. Like they just,
It's
hard.
not your party. You were invited to the
Correct.
party. kind of thing.
Like
Yeah.
I own it, but they don't have to. Like they do all the work. Like my name's on the sheet because it's all a pain in the ass. And I did own the majority part of Smoke Show City with McShay and Elio. And owning the horse and doing the paperwork is a full-time job. So it's like nice the way they let me in, and I don't want to like be an ass in that situation. But it is
Wild day.
Yes.
Gambling day for you.
Yes.
The highest of highs, lowest of lows.
My dad, shout out, he looked like, and my mother was all over him, but he just had not a great outfit, and he refused to eat ice cream the entire time. He wanted it. He's like, I want ice cream. And then my mother and him would just have a back and forth whether he was allowed to eat it, because he would get it all over him.
Yeah.
And then it's like it would be in the photo. So they had that conversation ongoing, like, I want an ice cream, like, Michael, maybe you shouldn't. It ended up like, and my dad, anytime someone comes up like, hey, cousin Mike, I mean, his chest comes out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a Portnoy.
Yeah, right.
Did he talk about the ice cream the whole day?
Did he have any later? Victory ice
He
cream?
didn't have victory. Also, we had this experience, and this is a lot of horse racing talk, but I had a race, and it was the 4. It was Gray. Elio actually liked it too. 10-1. I had $1,000 on him at 10-1. I had $50 exacta boxes with him and every horse in the field, and I had to pick 3 single to him. I think if the horse won, probably I would have won about $30,000 on this race. For all the world, it looked like he was going to win. He was winning the whole way. He re-broke kind of coming down the stretch. Like, I thought I had a huge winner. Gets nipped at the end by the 1 who my dad had for $2 to win on a 2-to-1 shot. He just gets in my face like, yes! I'm like, Dad.
$4.
I'm like, I will give you the $4 out of my $30,000, but we can't have you cheering loudly in my face for that. And he's like, why? I'm having a bad day. It's like, from that point on, it was a rule. We had to have the same horse. Like, I'm not going to have my dad in his $2 show bets.
Yeah, you can't have that.
You can't let the man
He should have
celebrate
been-
his victory?
No, you can't.
That's Paul Golzinski was the king
Yeah.
of that. When March Madness, when he was betting $5 and I was betting 10. Like,
Also, he's a guest. Like, that's a, like, if you're a
now
guest
he
of
didn't
someone
know.
else.
He didn't know.
Right.
But it's like I literally was just died, and he's like, yes. I'm like, I know you have $2 on the favorite. So it was still fun though. It was still fun. Also, the classic I tweeted out. My parents are the kings of they say I overblow their complaining, and they got a free breakfast at the Hilton because when they pulled up, nobody was there to take their luggage. They're like, we don't complain. I'm like, well, how'd you get that free breakfast? Like, how'd they even know? My mom, she's like, David, but no answer, but whatever. Moving on, that was a lot, but well, now we'll go. Felix Gray, wearing.
Yeah.
Felix Gray glasses. Filter out 90% of high energy blue light and eliminate the glare coming off all those screens. I can live my life without tired and dry. What?
Yep.
You got it?
Yeah?
You got this.
I can
Without
live my
tired?
life without tired and, oh, because you're wearing them. I can live my life without
Here, I'll
tired-
do it. I can live
Yeah.
my life without tired and dry eyes, blurry visions, or headaches. Unlike other blue light filtering glasses, Felix Grays have no yellow lenses. That's so you can see everything in true colors. In fact, throwing out some Felix Grays is a pretty easy way to look put together.
I like
Look
it.
put together.
Felix Gray glasses available in non-prescription, prescription, and readers. Free shipping, free returns. There's nothing to lose. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/rundown. Try a pair of Felix Gray computer glasses and discover a smarter way to work. For the record, first says I would like some Felix Grays. I probably had one. I lose glasses a lot, but I do like the way they look.
They are, and they feel good when
Yeah.
you're looking at a screen.
So I would like a pair if we can make that happen. Okay, the Ringer unionized. So Gawker first unionized, the Ringer unionized today.
SB Nation, everyone.
I posted the one I wrote back. Now, I guess in some cases, if you're working like sweatshops, yeah, I get unions. Like these type of jobs, I do not get. Like if you are valuable to your company and you're like, hey, I need more money, you're gonna say you're not worth it, or you're worth it. If you're not worth it and you think you are, go in the open market and get it. I do not get it.
I have a question about unions. If we unionized, would that just mean everyone gets paid the same? I don't understand.
No, I think it's like minimum wage.
Oh.
Or like they want things, by the way, it's like all these millennials, like I saw they want overtime. You don't get overtime pay on the internet. The internet never sleeps.
Right.
It's
I just know that I would be, if Barstool tried to unionize, I'd be very much against because I feel like it would come out of my paycheck.
Well,
They
I
try
get,
to even everyone?
yeah, I guess.
That would be a
I don't
poor move
want-
for
Well,
you.
I guess
I'd
that's
rather
like
just-
not to be like that's like filter up, filter down. But there's for sure if fucking I don't know who's useless around here. There's probably a lot of people.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Let's say we have somebody fucking useless, right?
Okay, wait,
You want me to throw?
I don't know. You're
You got lots of choices.
No, Kate, don't put your head up. And you're
Kate,
also
sit down.
useful. I know someone who you've been fighting with all day.
Big Ev?
Yeah.
I like Ev, but not today. Like I may actually
He's
blog
useful.
that still.
Everything's
But whatever.
useful.
Let's say you just have somebody totally fucking useless, or a bunch of them, and their pay goes up. Then there's less money. Like it's gonna come from
Correct.
somewhere. I don't get it in a situation if you're not being mistreated. I don't think you should have to pay interns. If you don't want the job, don't fucking take it.
We do pay our interns, by the
Well,
way.
you have to. It's
Yeah,
a law.
yeah.
But that's my point. It's like if you don't like it, go find something else.
I don't understand. I'm not against unions, but I just don't understand, like you said. Like I'm for unions when it comes to like manual labor and like people who, if you're working overtime, it's dangerous.
Right.
That kind of stuff. If you're working overtime here, what does that mean? You're here till fucking 8 o'clock. Oh, boo hoo.
And it's like you're doing it to help yourself. Like
Right.
then I do not get it. I guess there's certain circumstances where people tell me, like, reading what the fucking like the mantle of what the Ringer said. It's like if you're an editor and if you're valuable, then and they won't pay you what you want.
Get your value.
I guess the only
Go
way.
get a job somewhere else.
All right,
your
so the
value.
only time that it would probably be useful is if it's like if you're breaking news or writing like investigative pieces and you don't want someone to be like, you can't write about that. The union will protect you, but we don't do that.
Well, what about when we weren't here? Like, what would you do if fucking, like, if somebody, I don't know what I do because we're weird here, but they don't take it the same way as like Deadspin when Wags like wrote a hit piece on her own company.
Right.
That was insane.
Right. But she's protected by the union.
Right. That
Right.
I don't think you should be like. I don't think I'd fire people here because we let people like come in and yell. But in a normal world, if you fucking write an article and rip your boss,
Correct.
you should be like, all right, fucking see you later if you don't like me that much.
Yeah, that's fireable offense.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
We
Just
should try to
crybabies.
unionize.
I
With
say-
all
I
that
don't-
said, it
I
would
don't
be funny
understand.
content. It would
I
be
don't-
good
I would
content.
love for
Can you
people to try
explain
union.
unions to me later?
I don't understand it either. I just told
I
you.
think
don't.
all right. People have explained it because in 2015, when Gawker, who now is filled with all these millennial crybabies, was bankrupt like 10 times to get sold, make no money, and they're unionizing, like you should all be fired. I think it did have to do, like I remember when people explained it to me, it made sense. I'm like, okay, I can get it then. Like you walk in and you're like, fucking, there's fumes in your face and you're getting like sick. Like,
Right.
You can't do that shit.
Right, we're talking about, like the idea of a union makes perfect sense to me in basically almost all jobs except for this one.
Like talent-based jobs,
Right.
your talent is you either get paid, like what?
Right.
Your talent is your value.
Correct.
And it's up to you to
Right,
monetize that.
right. I wonder what Simmons is going to say about this. It's probably fucking Rosillo. They pay Rosillo all this money. Everyone's like, oh, fuck. We're paying this guy all this.
start the narrative
this
that it was
fucking,
Rosillo's
this
fault.
meathead's getting all this money, then we're getting some, and now the Ringer's in shambles.
But it's a perfect example. If you want to do it the other way, Rosillo drives, like, he puts asses in the seat.
Well, I'm clearly on Rosillo's side.
Right, I know. I'm saying,
Yeah.
like if you were going to argue, oh, Rosillo's getting paid, and we don't know what he's getting paid, but, like, if you want to make that argument, go be as good as Rosillo.
Literally, the jobs they listed were like editors and video. It's like, yeah, but again, we're going in circles, but if you're that good and that valuable and you say, hey, I need more money, I'm leaving, they will pay you. If you're
Right.
not worth it. That's capitalism, baby. I am curious. I'd love to see Simmons' response to this.
Yeah.
This video is just a the groomsman supposedly being fed by the mother of the bride at a wedding.
The groom, not the groomsman.
Groom.
Groom.
All right, and that's my whole point. I think a lot of these videos, I don't believe that this is the combo of what it is. I think it's a funny
fake?
video.
Okay.
Well, it's a real video.
Yeah.
But
Put any headline on it.
they put a headline that works.
The only reason I think it's real is that it's like the website that posted it was like the Lad Brigade or something.
Yeah.
No, lad Bob, that seems like it would be fake.
I think-
No, but that's England, and I wouldn't be shocked if, like, in an English wedding, all of the best men are like, "We're gonna get you so blacked out you don't remember anything."
I think that's definitely a mother-in-law because she's got mother-in-law eyes.
Eyes.
She's got very judgmental eyes. She's judging the shit out of that dude. And she's planning the divorce right then and there.
Oh, I disagree with that.
She is absolutely have you seen her eyes in the picture?
You're not planning a divorce if you're doing it.
No, she's
True.
planning the divorce.
No, if
She's
you're-
doing it. She's like, oh, I'll
No,
do
no,
this.
no,
but
no,
my
wrong.
daughter's gone in 9 months.
I couldn't disagree with that.
No,
more.
if you're trying to plan the divorce, you leave the wedding.
Yeah, you're just staring
Yeah,
or
you-
mad.
you-
You're not like
yeah.
feeding, and she
I
kind
feel
of
like
jokes.
she's plotting.
I don't think so.
Those are plotting eyes.
Yeah. I'm not convinced it's that relationship, the mother of the bride and the groom, but because that is a viral like Lad Bible, whatever. It's
I
still
have
funny.
a mother-in-law, and she would feed me and poison the shit out of me in
That I
in
believe.
seconds.
That
Yes.
part I believe.
Yes, I've seen those eyes.
Well, you
too.
made your whole family move to New York.
I didn't make them. I mean, I got the opportunity, and I took advantage of an opportunity. I'm very enterprising like that.
They hate it, right? That's what you said.
The extended family hates it. We're
Well,
here,
there you go. That's
but
what I'm saying.
My
that was
wife,
my point.
my wife and kids are fine.
Right, but your mother-in-law.
But the
would-
mother-in-law
Yeah.
wants me dead.
Yes, right.
You took
Well,
away
it's
her
better than-
grandchildren.
better
My
than
mother,
fucking-
my mother wants me
Yeah,
dead.
you took away their grandchildren.
Your mother lives in Mississippi too?
Yes, she does.
Oh, gross.
My mother's gross or Mississippi's
Mississippi.
gross?
Well, the combo there. The NCAA has reversed the decision on whether agents need degrees. I mean, there's an old saying where I come from: "No doy." I don't even know how this was legal in the first place.
How did they think they were going to get it by the fact that it was so clearly a Rich Paul rule, too?
Yeah.
So classic.
I mean, no doy.
No doy.
I think this, if you went to court, like, you can't. I mean, how can you make
You
someone?
can't make that stand up.
Yeah.
No.
But are you on Rich Paul's side here? But I know you're an anti-LeBron guy.
I hate LeBron.
The fact that he is a LeBron guy, does that
Right.
put you
No, I
at
mean,
odds?
I don't like the NCAA either. I was kind of away when this, or it was the NCAA's stance. They're protecting the athletes. Basically.
Well,
That
so
was their stance,
there-
yeah.
In a weird way, I understand the rule, like, from like a very basic level. They're basically saying, hey, we don't want a kid who's maybe 18, 19 to just hire his best friend as an agent.
Right.
But it was so clearly made for Rich Paul, who is dominating the world, that it's blatant what the NCAA is doing, and they should be like ashamed for
Right.
it.
But even the logic you just used, it's not their place to be
Correct.
like, I want to.
Correct.
If you want to hire your best friend, hire your best.
If
Like
you want to use a shitty agent, use a shitty
Right.
agent.
I get right We're all on the same picture. This video went viral. Balloon popper, fucking the internet.
I actually think this might have been a must-watch.
It was fascinating.
Fascinating.
How do you even
Why
come
was it a
up with
must
that?
watch?
When he
Did you see this?
halfway through, when he got in that fucking wooden box and rolled across the room, I mean, that's when it became a must-watch to me.
Fact about me, I am terrified of balloons. I hate balloons.
What?
They're the thing I
You've
hate
been
the
hanging
most.
out with Marty. That's such a Marty Mush
No,
thing.
it's
You've
not.
been hanging
It's
out
not.
with Marty
Well,
Mush
I have
too
been
much.
hanging out with him too fucking much, and that's your fault.
Well, it's
But
my fault.
It's your fault too. But I won't allow my kids to have balloons in my house because I am terrified of balloons. I don't like popping noise. I don't like the anticipation that a big
This
noise
was
is
a
coming.
very, very stupid thing to tell us.
Yeah.
Like,
This-
of all the mistakes
Yeah.
you've made,
This was a
you
misplay.
telling
Yeah,
me
yeah. This
was a
that
swing
you
and a
don't
miss.
like
Yeah.
balloons popped?
Yeah.
You're
Yikes.
both immediately.
This is way more down. I wouldn't intentionally torture you
Oh,
with
I
balloons,
will.
but he will.
Yes. We will have a balloon
So
party.
also, I thought like we maybe hired a somewhat like normal adult.
I'm not.
Right,
I'm not
no.
Yeah.
racist.
To
No.
now here you're like basically have a mush brain.
You know
I-
that
I-
that's actually a segment on the college football show.
I don't-
It's the balloon pop
Yeah.
of the week.
I don't think it's a non-adult thing to
That's
hate
what
balloons.
for like every pick you miss,
Yes.
somewhat throughout the show, there'll be you won't know
Pop it
when
right
it's
in your
coming, but
fucking
a
ear.
balloon behind you.
Every time you get a pick wrong, pop a balloon
Well,
in your
yeah.
ear.
So previous week, so if he missed like 6 games, there'll just be 6
Yeah.
balloons behind him,
Boop,
popped
boop,
at any
and
point.
random times.
Yeah.
This has been a good use of
Like
my
I
time
said, that
today.
was a mistake, my friend.
Mike Posner almost died. He
You
did.
have a lot of takes here.
We talked about this at length on the Yak. It is.
So his
Shout out Mike Posner. I hope he's okay. One of the funniest stories I've ever read.
So he was walking across America.
Dave, he's been walking across America since April.
This is it. Right now I'm on the borderline. Kansas is over here. Colorado over here. We're deep in the cuts now, boys. Ain't no welcome to Colorado sign out here. Ha! Google it. Road NN and Road 39. You ain't never crossed here. Let's go. First steps in Colorado. Feel. We're real good. Let's go.
And no one has given a fuck. And then he almost died from a baby rattlesnake.
A baby rattlesnake.
And it's like the next thing you see is Mike Posner walking around the hospital. Again, I hope he gets better. It's fucked up. But the idea that someone would walk across America for 4 months and
Why
no
was
one
he doing that?
Getting back to the people? I don't know. Like doing
Forrest
pop-up.
Gump type stuff.
He was hunting rattlesnakes.
Yeah, baby rattlesnake got him. We found out today baby rattlesnakes actually more dangerous than real ones.
No shit.
Because they don't know when to stop releasing venom. They just fucking let it all go.
They can't control
They
it.
just cum venom into your veins. It's a ridiculous story.
I actually.
No one knew he was walking.
I wouldn't have had a problem if he died.
Oh, okay. Well, that got
Think
me
he
out of my
deserved it that
laugh.
Well, he's one of my enemies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I fucking hate Mike Posner.
I forgot.
I fucking hate
I
him.
forgot.
That was that he was the headliner on a tour I did, Back to Stool.
Yeah.
And he sucked. He absolutely sucked. He didn't help promote it a lick. I like his music, despite like I like A Pill and Ibiza. It was right when he did Cooler Than Me.
Buried in Detroit.
Cool.
So you read this story and you were not upset at all.
I
You
was
were like,
like,
all right.
damn.
Go
almost had
rattlesnake,
him.
go.
No, I don't want him to die, but it actually is fucked up. It's like it was more only I'm right on people. It's like I hate this kid, and only somebody I hate would just walk across America. That's there's nobody
April.
in the history of the world who has like tried to go across the Atlantic, walked across that I like.
Right.
He made it to Colorado,
How
too.
much does that suck, though, for real? To be walking across America and have
Nobody
no one
knows.
care until you almost die from a baby rattlesnake?
Oh,
Gets better.
Nate has
The-
has
the
inserted
reason-
himself.
he just
into
walked
it.
into this.
Yeah.
The reason he was walking is because all his friends have died in like the last 2 years.
Oh, that's not funny.
Yeah, like his best friend from childhood died, then Avicii died, and then his dad died. So he's like, I'm gonna walk to clear my mind. And then he got bit by a snake and almost died.
That made it not funny, though.
I
Yeah,
mean,
now I
just
feel
ruined
bad for
everything.
saying
Now
she
I
was
feel
dead.
awful.
And you have,
Yeah.
and it looked like you kind of liked it.
You
Nate.
ruined the
Yeah,
vibe.
he was
You had like
very
a
excited
smile.
to
It
deliver
was
that
like
news.
Nate just
all
rattlesnake
his family
us.
like
He's
died.
got a rattlesnake on his
Oh,
hand.
everyone
You
had
are a
his
rattlesnake.
dad.
You are a
It's-
human rattlesnake.
the irony is not lost.
Nah, that one.
Not really any
that's-
irony there.
That makes
Well,
it
a
not
little
funny.
irony.
I mean,
It
that's
is,
the
but
definition
it
of
makes
irony.
it less
Brandon
funny.
Walker.
Like I thought he was just walking.
That's
just to walk.
not irony like the guy who tried to climb Mount Everest to show that, who was he? He was trying to show that like short people or something could do anything. And he,
Vegans, I think.
oh, it was
Vegans
vegan.
and he died.
Tried to climb Mount Everest
Yeah,
to show
yeah.
vegans
Starved
could
to
do it and he died.
Oh, that guy should have died.
Yeah, well, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Mike Posner. Hope you get better, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm torn.
Yeah, he doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
Cooler Than Me, Pill and Visa.
keep saying
He
that.
didn't.
That's
He
fine.
just refused to help sell tickets, and we weren't selling any. It's like, would it kill you to do a tweet, Posner?
I do like his music.
It is pretty good.
It is awesome.
Bryson DeChambeau versus Brooks Koepka. So DeChambeau is taking forever putting. It went viral. I saw Justin Thomas tweet about it, and then I guess what happened? The chain of events is apparently Brooks Koepka Bryson DeChambeau told Brooks Koepka's caddy like, "Hey, I heard you're talking about me."
Yeah, tell him to say it to my face. And then Brooks showed up and was like, okay.
Yeah.
And just went up to him and was like, what's your
So
problem?
what happened?
I don't know what's the.
Is this gonna be some foreplay stuff,
They're
Frankie?
trying.
I know DeChambeau. DeChambeau, little known fact, which even Frankie did.
Oh, yeah, I know
His
this. I know this
girlfriend
fact,
is
yeah.
like the original Barstool groupie. She was on that Stoolapalooza. Showed up, dropped off at the bus before we went, and rode the bus for us for like a week straight.
had no idea about that. But
So we're trying to get Brooks
I'm
versus
on-
Bryson on the.
I'm on, by the way, Frank, we were talking about DeChambeau's side here. Like, it.
Why?
either- well,
I like the fact
in-
Brooks
in-
is going after slow players.
but enforce the rules. If you want him to, I hate it.
Brooks
but,
is enforcing the rules.
but no,
no,
that's
he's not.
PGA.
He's
He
just
started the
complaining.
conversation to. Well, you have to start.
Yeah,
the
but everyone,
conversation.
this conversation's been around forever. Like there
But
was
he's the
tweets
lead
about,
dog now.
I mean, Jack Nicklaus once took 2.5 minutes to putt in like 1986.
mean
Yeah, but that
There's
was-
always
they
been
didn't
slow
have
play,
TV
right?
back then,
I mean,
didn't
it's
matter.
always a problem that people want to move the
Right,
game
and so
along.
Brooks is trying to make
But
change.
Bryson's also saying, hey, man, like I'm playing out here for millions of dollars. If no one's going to stop me from doing this, why should I not do everything I
That's
can?
what I agree with.
Correct,
Like, if
but
Brooks Koepka
but
is-
you can't say that Brooks isn't doing anything. He's trying to get the conversation started so people will start enforcing it.
But
I agree that
Bryson's
it's
never
not
been
Bryson.
against like fast play. Bryson's just like, I'm doing something that the rules allow me to do. If you guys want to talk about the rules being wrong, Bryson's like, I'm all for it. Like let's
But
let's
that's
have
what
a
Brooks
conversation
doing.
about
That's
that.
what Brooks is doing.
Well, Brooks like gets like aggravated. He starts
You don't like
moping
Brooks.
around.
He's
I
not
do.
a
I'm just
Brooks-
saying
he's
he's
not a
moping
Brooks guy.
around.
You're
Am
not a Brooks
I?
guy.
You say you consider yourself a Brooks guy, right?
I'm a Brooks guy.
Now, is Brooks aware that I was the first person on earth to be like, he's the best golfer on the planet? I'm literally the first guy.
I don't know, but you're the first that I heard.
You
It's
don't
Chris
think
Broussard.
His parents? Or
Who?
Chris, remember the Chris Broussard when he's like, I don't know if someone said it, but I'm the first one to have heard say that Steph Curry is the best
Oh yeah.
three-point
No,
shooter.
I have it written. I mean, I wrote it. It's written. It's written into the universe.
Well, you went big on the Brooks camp when we were going hard on Tiger.
Well,
You're like,
Tiger
why
came
is no
in
one paying attention to this guy?
Tiger came in second to
Yeah.
Brooks, and all anyone talked about was Tiger. I'm like, Brooks Koepka is the best thing in golf, and no one's talking about it.
I like Brooks.
I also
know
went on-
you
You don't like
you don't allow me
I
to like
also
like
went on a
Brooks.
double date with him, which he flat out denied, but whatever.
I love any tell it to my face story, and the guy immediately
Correct.
goes,
But
tells
is
it to
Bryson
his face.
in the
That's-
wrong for that? For Brooks just listening to him? I mean, Bryson went up to their camp, right? The caddy was there. He's like, I'd like to speak to
I
him.
feel like
to his face.
anytime you go up to someone's caddy and
You're
like,
acting
tell
like-
your boss to come
You don't
say
send
to
a
my
message through a
face.
caddy, do you?
Right.
It'd be like
I was
sending
the
a
only guy that
message
was
to Dave
there.
by talking to
Brooks will
me.
be
I
there
don't-
Brooks
eventually.
probably wasn't there yet because he doesn't care.
Oh, see, you're not
I
a
don't-
Brooks
I
guy.
don't-
You say you're
I
not a
don't-
Brooks guy.
I am a
He
Brooks
takes a
guy.
bunch of slight. Look, it's okay to not be a Brooks
You're
guy.
not a Brooks guy.
Yes,
You
I
know
am.
nothing about Brooks
I'm
except you have his
number
number
one
in your
Brooks
phone.
guy.
I'm a fucking. Oh wow.
He walks around saying,
Frankie,
I'm a Brooks
You want
guy.
him on foreplay?
Um,
just asked
You
me
do
to
that
help.
all the time. You
asked me
dangle
to
him
help.
over
You
foreplay.
asked me to help.
What is that?
I didn't dangle
What
him.
is
You
that?
asked me.
What kind of
You
comment is
asked
that?
me
You
to
want
help.
him on foreplay.
You
I love
asked
him
me
on
to help.
foreplay. I love Brooks.
And
I'm the
I'm
lead
helping
Brooks.
because I like Riggs.
Like I literally
Maybe Dave
wrote
will
the
help us
article,
to
no
get
one
that
even
too.
knew
I don't.
who
I
he
like
was.
Riggs, not
Maybe
you.
Dave will help us to get Brooks because he
You're a
went Brooks.
trailblazer
Great.
in this.
I'll have
Then
to go
have him do
through.
it.
I'll have to go through my connections of the double date. He doesn't say it happened, but it happened.
Say it to his face.
You don't like Brooks. It's okay to say.
Say it to his face.
Frankie doesn't like Brooks.
I absolutely carried the entire date.
Frankie doesn't like
He
Brooks.
didn't say a
Just
word.
say it,
You were running
Frankie.
things?
Yeah.
You don't like Brooks. I
I
will try. I'll do anything to help Riggs because I like Riggs.
Sticking with golf, just quick shout out. Kisner won $750,000 for like the
Shout out Riggs.
shout out everybody because
Yeah.
everyone was promoting it. So congratulations to Kisner, and you know what? Good job by all the stoolies to
Hell
get
yeah.
that done.
Shout out Riggs. Way to go.
Stooley Nation, Kiz here. Brittany and I want to thank you for your support in the MetLife Challenge. We were able to come through, win that championship, bring another trophy to the CSRA. I want to thank the boys, Riggs, Trent, Lurch, Frankie, all your support. Can't wait to see y'all in the fall. MC Riggs will be there.
Man, you nailed that, Kiz. That was nice. Very professional. $750K. Big deal.
Fucking huge.
Oh, here he comes in his
Everybody
eyes.
gonna be on this show?
I just seriously would like to say, I mean, Kiz's foundation in 2 years has raised $400,000, and we got him $750K
That's awesome.
more. So
That's fucking sick.
he's like legitimately jacked up. Very cool.
What does his foundation do?
So they provide for a bunch of different like kids, groups and charities and whatnot around Aiken, where he's from. So yeah, like I said, they've literally been able to get $400K in 2 years, and then he got $750K.
Kids is
so
for the kids.
he's excited.
And Frankie said like
Kids
Tiger
loves
was
kids.
promoting it, Phil was promoting it.
Yeah, there were like
awesome.
20 guys. It was a lot of guys with like way bigger followings than he has that were obviously trying to win, and he won. So
Who'd he beat?
he was telling me that it always comes down to like him against or whoever against the Bible thumpers, because they always go for like a fellowship, a Christian fellowship.
Well,
or
who are the
something.
Bible
We
thumpers?
broke
So-
up the Bible thumpers.
That's just kind of what I heard. I don't know who exactly it was. The tour's pretty, whatever, hush hush with the who's where, but Kiz is pumped. So
Hell
a
yeah.
very sincere thank you to everybody.
Yes.
Antonio Brown in the news, who won't play because he can't get his old helmet. He's got the feet thing. This guy's the worst human on
This
the planet.
fucking guy.
He's the worst human on the planet. I've been saying forever. The Steelers.
What about LeBron?
Well, LeBron at least plays, right? He
This
doesn't
is tough, Dave.
invent things.
This is tough, Dave.
Unbiased,
You're on the spot.
Unbiased, if
unbiased.
LeBron never did anything to me, then I would say Antonio Brown. Like if I didn't,
There's a
It's
lot of
just tough.
angst.
It's
There's
really,
angst
it's
right
very
now.
tough for him.
It's a moral dilemma, isn't it?
right, I'm gonna stick with Antonio Brown
Okay.
right now, currently.
He's crazy.
Apologies to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought you guys were partly to blame. Mm-hmm. But
Well,
this
they were to
fucking-
blame. They were to blame for letting it go on as long as they did.
I guess.
Like when did his like Facebook of the locker room, like that's time to hit the road.
What's weirder, the feet or the helmet?
The helmet.
The feet look
How do
like
you- how
the
do you
feet
call
are an
the feet
accident.
like
But the
that?
feet, I don't think I can't imagine
Yeah.
it's on purpose. Saying you won't play, I don't even know what that means. Is the helmet the Steelers? Like what did they talk? I don't get it. Should I get it?
Well, they
There's a new
changed
helmet.
helmets.
Yeah. And he says vision. He can't see as
And he's
well.
been trying to sneak
Like
his
brands,
old
you
helmet.
mean?
Yeah, like the construction of the actual
I
helmet.
thought he actually wanted his helmet from the Steelers to be repainted.
He keeps coming into
Just
camp though
covers
with
up
the
the
old
Steelers.
helmet, trying to like pass it, and the training staff's like, "Yo, dude, you keep wearing the old helmet."
Hey,
You can't
kudos
do
to the
that."
equipment manager for
Yeah.
catching that.
But here's my take, Dave, and I think you probably will agree with me. The Raiders' mystique is completely gone, whatever was left of it, because this is a situation where Antonio Brown, if he wore the old helmet, would not get in any trouble. The Raiders would get in trouble. The old Raiders would be like, fuck it, dude. Wear the
Yeah.
helmet.
Well,
who cares?
I agree with you, except that I think the Raiders' mystique has been.
But there
been
might
gone
have been a
without.
little,
Yeah.
if there was a little glimmer of hope that it was still there.
I don't know.
Done.
It died with Al, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably.
the-
Yeah,
one
no,
of
you're
the
probably right.
True last.
But now it's
renegades.
truly dead.
Yeah.
Because Al Davis would have had him in any.
Al-
it would have had him in any
Al
fucking
Davis.
Wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Al Davis, granted, he was more versed. Who was the commish before?
Pete Rozelle.
He was more versed Rozelle, but he hated the league more than like
Yeah,
I
he
did.
would sue the NFL until they
Yeah.
let him wear the helmet.
That's the rundown. We talked about a little bit early today. It'll be on Stool Scenes. We talked about the horse race, but Big Ev really made me mad this weekend. Not joking, mad,
At the
mad,
casino?
mad. Yes,
You were mad.
I was mad because, and here's the truth. Big Ev looked like a giant asshole.
All these dudes right here just booted me out of the casino. Can anyone comment on why I'm booted from the casino? Can you tell me why I'm booted from the casino? Can you tell me why? Can someone give me a reason, please?
You got kicked out.
But I got kicked out for what? I got kicked out for what?
I just give him a job.
But like, what did I get? I just can't fathom why I was kicked out of this casino for no fucking reason. It's unbelievable.
Off the table.
But like, for why? Why? I don't get it. I just simply, where are the answers, Sway? Sway, do you have the answers? Who's got the answers? Does anyone here have the answers? Can someone tell me? Look at this brigade. Look at this brigade right now. What's up? What's up? Look at this brigade. Like I just acted like I just committed murder. Look at all these patrolmen behind me. This is bananas.
Yeah, good content.
They already took my shirt. They're booting me from the casino. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's insanity. Freedom of speech apparently is out the window. This is...
And like when you work for us, you do represent Barstool.
Yeah.
To get kicked out,
Stools and stars.
I have played so much blackjack. I'm sure you guys have played. To get kicked out at the tables, there is nothing worse than somebody who like berates a dealer. It's like the fucking dealer at the Tropicana at 4 a.m. You think he wants to be there? You think he's trying to get 21 to fucking beat you? He probably hates his employers more than you do. And Big Ev and this fat face of his getting fucking walked out by like 10 security guards who don't want to be there. People I compare to the Super Bowl, the actual NFL's there. It's like a gimmick. This was just you being an ass.
No, I'm coming. I admit I was being an asshole. My point.
That's a big admit. That's the first time you've admitted that.
No, I admit I was being an asshole, but I think when I took it too far, I thought was, so at first when it all happened, I left. And then in my brain, he had just said the thing about security. I just thought in my head, I was like, a video of me getting walked about by the securities I thought could be funny. I understand that it came off, like some people thought it was funny. A lot of people came off that I was an asshole. So I think that's where it was at. My intentions,
and I'm not saying
my
this
intentions were just I was thinking like I thought this could be like something funny, and I knew See, I know what happened. I know it wasn't like as egregious as it looked with just the amount of security that was coming. It was more that they
Well, it's
just
not the security. I know what it takes. Like, I've been there, and the person I hate at the casino is always the one berating the dealer. And it's like, whether this is true or not, I think there's a perception, which it's like, you're a young guy, you got a job here. It's like, oh, look at me, like, I'm somebody, I'm making a video. Like, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way.
Do you respect that he was trying to turn it into content? At that point?
That part of it, yes, in a way, but it's so off. It's like,
no, that's where I say I was trying to make content. If you feel that I swung and missed on it, then
well, no, I mean, you think that's how I feel, Ev?
No,
I've
that's
berated you for like 2 hours.
No, I understand. That's what I'm saying. You feel that I swung and missed on it. I apologize. My intention was obviously never to make Barstool look bad, and I was not like.
Like, I don't want
trying to come off
videos
this
of our
persona.
people running around being like douchebags. That's not
No,
good
no,
for
no,
anybody.
of course, and that's the thing. Like when my initial, that was like the con I was having to post it, but I just felt like it could be funny. And it just did a lot of numbers and views and whatever. But I understand that there was a lot of it that came off that I looked like an asshole.
Like, weirdly, I want our guys in public to be like nicer than the normal person.
Yeah, like me. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, I think
thought.
I think I have been that for 99% of my life. I made a bad call on doing that. But I think I had the job and just content. My brain was in that, so I think in that regard it was in the right place. I think I executed it poorly.
Yeah.
Are you permanently banned or just that night?
I think I could come back.
You got to go videotape yourself doing a good deed.
Yeah, you got to make up for this. You got to go the other way.
Because
take those security guards.
Because I'm not that kind of,
like,
in general, I'm not that kind of guy that like I still stand by. I was not like directly like berating like him, like looking him in his eye.
I don't know that technicality matters when you say
I was making
like, you dirty rat.
I was drunk and just yelling outward like just derogatory comments. Obviously,
drunk asshole.
Yeah, no, I admit I was being a drunk asshole, and I left. And I came back to get it, which that was where I could have just left and nothing would have happened. No one would have known about it. I would have just walked away just fine.
Yeah.
Went to the next
well,
casino.
no one would have known. Yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you got to go do a video
apologize.
of something else, something nice.
No, I'll do that. I apologize. My intentions were only just content and doing my job. I swung and missed on your perspective and just in general if it portrayed Barstool in a bad light. That was never my intention.
You in a bad light. And maybe Barstool.
And Ohio
no, that's
State.
I didn't. That's what I'm saying.
That's
Ohio State. Really bad light in Ohio
Ohio
State.
State's been looked at in a bad way.
But although, can you do a bad light for Ohio State?
Not really.
No,
I mean, it's
not.
so far down.
You can do
now.
a lot of stuff
in Ohio State. Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
No, I was just trying to make content out of just a ridiculous
They wouldn't even taken your helmet away for a quarter for that.
No, probably would have got a sticker out of it.
That's nothing at Ohio State. In the Urban Meyer era,
You start a
that
podcast
is,
on it.
I mean, you can pretty much do anything.
They might have made you sit out for like a practice. That was your punishment at Ohio State.
All right. We got anything else?
He's gonna do something nice. Did you guys notice? You know, there's like a bunch of homeless people who live on our street.
I have a picture of it.
It's unbelievable.
I'm actually going to blog it.
I don't know if you should blog it.
Well,
there's a woman,
a
homeless woman who has the swaggiest Barstool sweater.
That's what I was going to say.
I was
I've
walking
been
back
seeing
and
the
forth.
Viva sweaters.
I was walking for. I have.
It makes me laugh every
I took
time.
a million
I
pictures.
think a
I'm
couple
going
of
to blog
Viva
it. Here's
sweaters.
how I was going to blog it because I saw it. I'm like, what the fuck? I was going to blog it because it's right on the heels of Erica sending a company email being like, the merch is not for you guys.
Correct.
It's for guests only. And then the homeless person's wearing our best shit.
Yeah, and we need to go. We need to give the whole block Barstool stuff.
How do you know? It's like it's almost like when you play on the road. You know you're in Barstool country.
Right.
When
you
the
start
bums
like,
are
oh,
willing to
whoa,
merch.
what's that? What's it? You're like 6 blocks away.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there I see a fucking starfish penny. What's going on?
Yeah, you're in Barstool. You're in Barstool country.
Yes.
I did like a triple take,
Yes.
and I didn't want to be like right in her face, so I walk back, and it's a busy area. I got like a couple good pictures.
We need Spider to just go out and just hand it to every single person on this street.
Yeah, I think somebody nailed it how they got it. We give out gift bags. Somebody was here, is like, I don't want this shit. That's literally how she had to
Stone
get
Cold
it.
just threw it.
Stone Cold took it. Is like, get the fuck out of here. That's literally how it has to be. How
That's
she got it.
absolutely how it happened.
Yeah. All right. That's the rundown.